Today I fucked up by telling my coworker how I taste. I, 38F, recently started working in a cafe within a hospital. It's a small operation and my one coworker, 24M, trained me in about 3 months ago. I get there first in the morning and prepare our specials for the day. I have also recently taken over the ordering from food distributors, etc. So today I made an Asian meal with Thai chicken soup. When this coworker came in around lunchtime, he was asking me about the soup because it was something they've never had there before. He said it smelled really good and I said he was smelling the lemongrass. He was like, "Lemongrass? Not sure I've had that before." And I reply, "Lemongrass is amazing. I use lemongrass soap and lemongrass deodorant. I taste like lemongrass." And before the words were even out of my mouth, I wanted to scoop them up and shove them back in. Like, seriously. Such awkward silence plus several coworkers around overhearing this. I yelled, "Nope, not what I meant," and then proceeded to disappear for the day. TL, drive. I announced at work that I taste like lemongrass and will wait to see if I get fired for sexual harassment. It is pretty funny, op. But don't sweat it too much. I'm sure they had a good laugh about it and it's going to end there. Your job is safe. Just maybe not your pride for a little bit. I'm sorry but that's hilarious, op. No, you see, sexual harassment would be when your coworker's getting lemongrass tea and drinking it all in one go without breaking eye contact now. Rip your inbox, op. I don't think you'd be fired for this. It's obviously just a joke about how much lemongrass stuff you use. Me? I thought it was funny. As long as you don't follow this up by asking anybody who heard the first exchange if they'd like a taste of lemongrass, I doubt anybody could actually claim sexual harassment. It's just an embarrassing moment. Upon investigation, the hospital discovers that OP has been grating her skin into the daily specials to save on the cost of lemongrass. Raises hand. I like lemongrass. Today I fucked up pranked by a dog. My best friend is a border collie, blue heeler mix that's hiked with me most days over the past decade. When she was younger, it was normal to stop and remove pebbles from her paws. This has pretty much stopped in recent years. So there we are, hiking along a mountain trail and having a lovely morning. My dear friend stops, raises her front paw and looks at me. Cue the responsible dog owner. I kneel down and poke a finger in between her toes. Can't find anything. Dig around a bit more. Nothing but some mud. Pull my hand away and get a whiff of feces. 3 fingertips and a thumb covered in random scat. I've just cleaned shit from between my friend's toes. I try not to assign motives. But this bitch's nose is a lot better than mine. She knew what she was asking me to do. Too long did not read. My dog stepped in shit and asked me to clean its paw. Edit for those asking for photos. All I have are nudes and pics in clothes she hates. I've been unable to obtain informed consent to share these. Good girl. It's all I got, lol. Do it with your child. Do it with your parent. Do it with your dog. Eventually it's being done to you. Dog tax now. You signed up for the shit job, bro. This is a great opportunity. Teach her to do it to unsuspecting bystanders, it'll be great. Too funny. My golden doodle learned that O would open the door and let him outside whenever he asked. He always listened well and stayed right in front of my apartment. He asked to go outside one night so I cracked the door and he took off like a rocket. Turns out, he had spotted a rabbit. That was the last time he went potty without a leash. I love my border collie. They are so smart and sassy. I have something between my toes. It is offensive to my nose. If I stop and put paw in air, my people will clean it, no despair. For me. Today I fucked up by quoting Dr. Dre in a reply to a modmail. Now the admins are after my account. Context. This summer, I had a brief stint moderating at Distant Socializing. The subreddit is part of Reddit's RPAN network, a live streaming service run by Reddit. They also have a bunch of other subreddits and all of these are modded by the same set of people. Since this is essentially Reddit's product, the mods of these subreddits have direct access to Reddit admins and they host several admins on their Discord server. After moderating for 1.5 months, I had a small confrontation with one of the deputy, who was overlooking the mod decisions I was making. I refused to permanently ban users with one-off incidents making some inappropriate comments and they were of a different opinion. I stood by my opinion but also offered to walk back on my decisions, but it felt like the person never had someone disagreeing with them in their life, and I was instantly removed as a mod. In case you are interested in reading the conversation I had with them after my removal, click here. This conversation happened before we get to the meat and potatoes of the story. Their replies come across as professional because it's a Reddit-owned product and they are trained to reply this way. They have this weird corporate thing going on where they do what they want but try to look like the best person while doing it. Now, a day passed and I received a notification a user was appealing the ban I made during my tenure as a mod. Considering I wasn't a mod anymore, I don't know why I was receiving these mod mails. I decided to reply and it went through. This is where I quoted Dr. Dre to them in the reply. Dearest Leonard, famous philosopher Dr. Dre once said, "Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks, lick on these nuts and suck the dick, gets the fuck on, after you're done then I hops in my coupe to make a quick run. This is all we have to say." The lyrics are definitely distasteful. Although they are used in no context whatsoever. I just quoted them for the sake of it. The lyrics aren't directed at the user. I chose them only for the shock value, as you wouldn't expect that kind of reply from Reddit admins. Also, this was intended to be more of a joke rather than an insult to anyone. If anything, the joke is probably on Dr. Dre by calling him a famous philosopher. I was also somewhat upset, to be honest, and I was totally expecting to get banned from that subreddit. I and the user exchanged a series of messages BW us. Afterward. And eventually, the moderators came in with a reply. And permanently banned me from the subreddit. I made a post about the same on r/bugs as it felt giving a removed moderator the ability to reply to modmails could end up creating a lot of issues. After learning that the user was uncomfortable that I didn't hide their username in the SS posted on there, I removed the hyperlink. The post on r/bugs has nothing to do with them, so I really didn't think much about it ATM. Although they made no attempt to tell me this on their own, instead I learned this from snooping on the conversation. This is where things started getting weirder though. I started getting ban notifications from various RPAN-owned subreddits, some of them I didn't even hear about. I'm also receiving notifications about the ongoing conversation BW the user and the mods, and they are trying to get my account permanently suspended from Reddit. I already received this notification yesterday, so I'm not sure how long do I have before I have to say goodbye to Reddit. This is my 8 years old account and I have no interest in losing it. Also, this is really getting into the territory of harassment at this point. All of this is because some petty mods tunnel-visioned on permanently banning users can't take few lines from our Lord and Savior, Dr. Dre. This feels so unnecessary. TLDR. A bug let me reply to modmails and I quoted Dr. Dre's lyrics in the reply. Now the user and the mods are pressing for my permanent removal from Reddit. Edit 1. To clarify, I'm not really bothered about getting banned from that subreddit. I mean, to a certain extent, I can see why they did it, since my intention was to get them into an uncomfortable position where they have to explain why they're sending those kinds of replies out lol. I knew I would be getting banned well before I made that reply. I was miffed about the way my mod removal was handled, so I felt it was worth it. Also, a bug let me reply to the mod mail after I was removed. I didn't go out of my way to do this. If this was limited to a ban on their subreddit, this post wouldn't have existed. They are going after my account at this point. Here is how the series of events happened. Accepted as a mod, disagreed over what constitutes an offense worthy of a permanent ban, removal from the mod, a bug letting me reply to the mod mail, Dr. Dre quote, banned from r. Distant socializing, banned from all subreddits owned by RPAN, notification from Reddit over harassment, mods pressing for my account, suspension from the entirety of Reddit. Edit 2. In case you want to see the conversation which started this all. This is a screenshot from Discord. Closing square bracket, opening parenthesis. Holy fuck. Modding on the internet shouldn't be taken this seriously. Applications, trial periods, tribunals, holier-than-thou attitudes. Get fucked. Leonard probably only got unbanned because of what you did lol. For an organization that actively recruits pedophiles for admin and management positions, Reddit is oddly concerned with public image, LMAO. Behaviors from admins like this are why I ultimately don't like Reddit. Too many people have a stick up their ass. It's fucking creepy too, because it's almost like they're trying to train people to behave a certain way or believe certain things. Sounds like a bunch of tools that sit at a pooter all day go on power trips. Thanks for the laugh with the quote. It's not the end of the world. Mods are jerks. I got banned from a few subreddits for arguing against hate subreddits, but was flagged as being a member of those hate subreddits because I was arguing with them. SMH. Reddit has stupid people. So it happens. It's Reddit, like Twitter. The more offended a group of children gets, somehow their power grows. Just be glad they don't know any of your real-life information. They'd probably go after your job. That was Snoop Dogg, you heathen. I'd have come down hard on you too. Today I fucked up by mistaking a dead body to be a sticker. This happened a couple years ago on my trip to Thailand. It was my bachelor's party and I was at this fancy resort having the time of my life with my best buddies. So one fine evening we drink like crazy and decide it's time to hit the pool now, because nothing's better than going to the pool after getting piss drunk lol. So we go to the pool and there's this other bunch of dudes hanging out at the other side of the pool. They were also super drunk and wilding. We let them be and we do our thing. The swimming pool was designed with stickers of some sort. Weird, but drunk me couldn't care. And at the deep end, there was also this oddly looking sticker of a human. IKYK, where this is going now lol. And obviously being too FKN drunk, we decided not to go to the deep end for safety reasons. We have our own party with more cocktails and whatnot by the shallow end. An hour and a half goes by and one friend comes up with the bright idea of having a hold your breath competition. So down we went, one by one, to see who could hold our breath the longest. All of us came out in a couple of seconds and one friend of mine had inhaled some water when he went down and came out immediately. We all laugh at him for it. He took it sportively and proceeds to say, "I don't know how you guys do it." Especially that guy, pointing out to human sticker at the deep end of the pool. He's been holding his breath for an hour and a half now. We were all confused and I correct him, or so I thought, saying that he's too drunk that he mistook a sticker to be a human and I laugh my ass out. None of my other friends laughed. They all get out of the pool, I followed, and walked alongside the pool to the deep end and that's when it hit us. It was an actual human body. It was a dead human body, and we were swimming right next to it the whole time. We freak out. We couldn't believe it. We had been right next to it and did not notice a FKN dead body had been in the pool all this time. We could not believe we were so drunk that our senses had been so numbed. But you know what's worse? What gave us some amount of relief? Knowing that the other group of dudes who were in the pool also hadn't noticed the body. The body of their own freaking friend. Yes, the drowned dude was their friend and they hadn't noticed him drowning. We were all just shocked and at a loss for words. We called the hotel staff who then called the cops. Shit happened. After being questioned by the cops, we all went back to our rooms silently and called it a day. Best bachelor's party ever. Too long did not read. Got too drunk at my bachelor's party and went to the pool and swam next to a dead body for over an hour thinking it was a designer sticker. Alcohol intake and horsing around in or near any body of water just seems like a terrible idea to me. Sweet Jesus. That is grim. Drowning is, in real life, a rather quiet death. A young boy in Cobb County, Georgia was a few feet from people and was actively drowning behind them. I guess he won the other group's holding breath competition. What is a sticker in this context? People will swim in the ocean, even though there are definitely many corpses in it. People will not swim in a pool with a corpse in it. Humans all have a corpse-water ratio that is acceptable for them to swim in. Pretty common to die when drinking a lot near water. Many groups of friends who have a big partying and binge drinking culture will know someone, maybe distantly, who died due to drinking too much by the water. I know a guy who died, was early 20s at a cottage and everyone was hammered. He passed out and drowned in a few inches of water. People found him well after it was all over. Alcohol is an exceptionally scary drug. Not your foo, but I guess he won't be posting so